All right. So, who here has read a Playboy magazine before? That's impressive. I was afraid that was just going to be more of a rhetorical question, but I appreciate all the hand raising, the head nods, and maybe even some of the guilty looks from the people that didn't raise their hand. But really, and anytime you mention Playboy in a mainstream setting, oops, got to do this. Anytime you mention Playboy in a mainstream setting, a number of initial thoughts come to mind for anybody. It's been around for so many years. And I'm going to speak for your brain on what those initial thoughts actually are. First one, the man, Hugh Hefner. Second one, Pamela Anderson. Come on, guys. Girls Next Door, I think everybody here probably watched that. The Playboy Mansion, Party Time. Or a lot of guys. I think you can remember that one time when you were younger and you stumbled into your dad's secret stash of Playboy magazines in the basement. What guy doesn't remember his first Playboy experience? Or like Jeff was just saying, there's the one phrase, if you do have a Playboy magazine, the way you justify it to your friends of why you have it is you say, I read it for the articles, right? So Playboy is one of the world's most recognizable brands. We know that. But how do we connect a brand that's widely known as, and accurately known as, not safe for work, or NSFW, in a world of social media that ultimately is safe for work? It's a PG-13 type of platform. You can't really push it much further than that. And speaking of safe for work, I mean, it's probably as subjective as a term as it gets, because what's safe for my work computer is, I'm sure, very different than what's safe for your work computer. But trust me. That said, I think the bigger point for the brand, though, is to look at, okay, for 50-plus years, we've been creating a certain type of content. And yes, nudity very much is the bread and butter. But the future of the brand and staying relevant is a huge importance of that is going to be in social media. And to do a great job in social media, you need to have content that is more than just nudity, and it's more than just a crop shot, which the rest you don't see on Facebook because it was nude. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is just, like Jeff said, evolving from the mindset of I read it for the articles to I follow for the tweets. Where are we? And doing just that is more than just sexing up in a PG-13 way all these different platforms. And these are all platforms that we either have a presence on or we're exploring a presence on currently. And in order to do that, what we focused on are 4 strategic pillars. And I'm a sucker for any kind of mnemonic, whether it's alliteration, an acronym, pictures, or whatever. So our mnemonic for this is CERT, yes, breath mints. But the 4 are celebrity, engagement, revenue, and traffic. And I'm going to kick off talking about celebrity right now. So we played the what's the first thing that comes to mind game just a little bit ago. But if I were to say who is a playmate that has truly reached celebrity status in your head, think about it right now. Don't say it. This one is rhetorical. 95% of your thoughts are going to be right there. Pam, the Girls Next Door, and Jenny McCarthy. Now, the one thing all of them have in common is television. Since we know that every single playmate that we have each month, whether she's very charismatic or has an awesome story, she's not going to land a TV deal. But what we do know is that social media is what can carry the brand and carry her way beyond just the month of her centerfold. Since putting a strategic focus on social media last year, Playboy as a brand, and this has been in the past 1 year or so, we've gone from 1 million fans on Facebook to 5 million. We've gone from 40,000 on Twitter to 200,000 just by putting some focus and a dedicated team into that. Now, what this does is it sets us up and it sets the girls up with an awesome launch pad that most people don't have to go from relatively unknown pretty face to social media rock star. So as soon as we get a girl that's going to be in the magazine, we train her, we get her on all the different accounts, but when her magazine comes out, when it's her month, boom! We introduce her to those 5 million people, to those 200,000 people, and she's well-trained on how to interact with them, how to engage with all of those different people. And that's really important. And because of all this, I like to say at Playboy, we have the sexiest army of digital brand advocates in the world. And this is my picture that goes with that. But just think about that. How many brands have that large a scale of brand advocates that are socially savvy and have dedicated fans that listen to everything they say? We have that at Playboy. It's quite a tool to have at your disposal, trust me. Quick example I want to give, and sorry if this picture is a little inappropriate, I tried to tame it down, is Jamie Edmondson. She was our Miss January 2010, and she was a Miami Dolphins cheerleader, so she was a natural fit for our sexy NFL shoot that we did. But what's unique about her, we pushed her, instead of like a lot of the girls used to do, is they do their photo shoot, move on to the next photo shoot, and it's just a job. With her, we sent her right to Twitter, and she engaged with sports writers, with sports football bloggers, with fans, to really establish her football credibility on Twitter. She's having all kinds of back and forth banter, really showing that she's not just some girl that dressed up like this. She actually knows more than just that Brett Favre was on TMZ last year. She can name the Miami Dolphins roster. So in doing that, this NFL feature became the Jamie Edmondson NFL feature, not just Playboy's sexy NFL feature. And for her, that led to some opportunities through Playboy of starring in a Bud Light commercial and being the star of a Kenny Mayne ESPN video, which was run during Super Bowl week, and she's become Playboy's go-to sports girl. Now, I know that version of celebrity isn't the same exactly as what you would think of when it's Jenny or Pam or those girls, but isn't the definition of celebrity really changing? One status update, tweet, or upload at a time? I think it is. So the next section I want to go into is engagement. And I know that's a word we're all probably tired of, everyone in this room specifically, and we should all the speakers should have choker collars that zap them whenever they say engagement, so I'll try to keep it down. So what I'm just going to do is give 5 quick-hitting examples of what we've done, and hopefully some of them can inspire anything you guys are doing for your brands and social media as well. First one on Facebook. We just launched the new version of Playboy.com. Six weeks ago, the first people to see it were our 5 million Facebook fans. They got to look at it, test it, give us feedback, and for us, we were able to see what the user experience for brand advocates was on our new website. Twitter. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we have by far the best Twitter account in men's entertainment, men's publishing, whatever you want to call a niche of stuff guys like. And if you need any proof, guys, just follow along for the event we've created every Friday called Frisky Friday. I'm sure you will like it. And I must mention the man. So Hef has really done a wonder for his own personal brand the last year. He's been tweeting. He's got over 600,000 followers, and yes, that is him on the other end. Part of his daily routine is tweeting on his iPad. Next up, YouTube. We did a big feature ranking the top 23 Air Jordans, and we wanted to really reach a mainstream audience for that feature. So we created a video just for YouTube where we recreated the classic It's Gotta Be the Shoes commercial. Anyone remember that one? Spike Lee, Michael Jordan. We did it with a Playmate just for YouTube, launched it, and it just took over shoe culture in the web by storm and sent so much traffic to that feature. Ustream. So we've partnered with Ustream to give an inside look into the Playboy Celebrity Golf Finals, into the Bunny House where a bunch of Playmates live, or of course what everybody here wants to see or attend is a party at the Playboy Mansion. And what we did, which is more than just like the Big Brother look of here, this is what they're doing, we actually let the fans interact. So here's Hef kicked off our last one by doing a Q&A with fans, sourcing questions from Facebook, Twitter, and Ustream. And then throughout the rest of the show, the Playmates were the hosts, and they got to dictate the path. Running low on time, but everyone follow us on Instagram. It's a daily look into the Playboy photo archives, and it's fun to see how the definition of beauty has really evolved over time. Money. So revenue is one I could talk about for another 2 hours probably, and monetizing is, anyone that was working in social media a few years ago is all about listening and engagement and all that kind of stuff, and monetization wasn't quite as big. So things like likes, follows, clout, whatever it may be, that's exciting to everybody in this room, but to the guy that sits in the corner office and has the desk chair with 6 levels of lumbar support, money talks to him. So here's a couple of things that we've been able to do. Like I said, we've got 5 million on Facebook, custom advertiser integration into our Facebook page. We create brand-related content around events, TV shows, and find ways to get a sponsor involved. It's really helped us close a lot of advertising deals. Another one is just treating our audience like a VIP club. We have a premium subscription club, and we don't expect our Facebook fans and followers all to want to join these clubs. But when they do, because they're our fans and followers, they're going to get an exclusive deal. Going to wrap up. Traffic is the last one, which isn't quite as exciting to talk about, but I think it's important for us to think of our social media platforms as the ultimate guide for our fans' digital experience. And experience is the key word. And what I mean by that is creating appointment viewing on your social platforms. And what I mean by appointment viewing is don't just rely on a fan's chance interaction of they happen to pull up your Twitter feed, they happen to be on Facebook at that certain time, and they saw your update. What can you do to become a destination for your fans on your social media platform? So how can you make it so when your fans are on Facebook, the second thing they check after their mini feed is your page? Or like we've done on Twitter, every Friday we're setting the expectation for any Playboy fan that they're going to be pissed if they miss checking our Playboy Twitter account each Friday. Oh, music's about to start playing. So ultimately, I hope now you guys just have a better expressed version, I know that was really quick, as to how our efforts in social media are slowly evolving that age-old phrase. So we know the articles are great, but hopefully now you guys will consider following for the tweets. Thank you.
Thank you. How old are you, by the way?
27.
27.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Wow.